But here's the twist. What looks like confidence from the outside, being quick, responsive, always on it, can sometimes come from a place of over-responsibility. You might feel like it's your job to keep the conversation alive, to maintain the connection, to make sure everything stays smooth. It's like you're emotionally multitasking all the time. Let me paint you a picture. You're in the middle of something, maybe eating, maybe working, maybe just relaxing. Your phone lights up, and instantly your attention splits. One part of you stays in the present moment. The other rushes toward that message. And until you reply, there's this subtle tension, like a thread pulling you away. And when you finally respond, relief. That relief is important, because your brain starts to associate instant replies with emotional comfort. It becomes a habit loop. Notification to tension, to reply to relief, over and over again. And before you know it, it's not even a decision anymore. It's automatic. But here's something most people don't realize. Responding instantly doesn't always mean you're fully present. Sometimes it means the opposite. It means you're reacting faster than you're processing. You're answering before you've had time to think, to feel, to choose your words with intention. And over time, that can create a strange disconnect. You're always available, but not always grounded. And that can be exhausting, because being always on means your mind never really gets to rest. There's always another message, another reply, another tiny social interaction demanding your attention. And while each one feels small, they add up. It's like carrying invisible weight throughout your day. Now, I'm not saying replying quickly is a bad thing. In fact, it can be a beautiful trait. It shows care. It shows attentiveness. It shows that you value people and their time. In a world where many feel ignored, your responsiveness can feel like a breath of fresh air. But like anything, it's about balance. Because there's a difference between choosing to reply quickly and feeling like you have to. That difference changes everything. Imagine this instead. You see a message. You take a breath. You allow yourself a moment. Not because you don't care, but because you do. You give yourself space to actually be present with what you're about to say. You respond, not instantly, but intentionally. That's a different kind of connection, a deeper one. And here's something interesting. When you don't reply instantly every single time, something subtle shifts in your brain. That urgency starts to loosen. That constant pressure fades just a little. You realize the world doesn't fall apart if you wait a few minutes. The connection doesn't disappear. In fact, it often becomes more genuine. Because now, your responses come from choice, not compulsion. And if you're someone who replies instantly, there's a good chance you're also someone who gives a lot of yourself to others. Your time, your energy, your attention. You show up. You engage. You care. That's not a flaw. That's a strength. But strengths, when pushed too far, can start to work against you. Empathy can turn into overextension. Responsiveness can turn into pressure. And care can turn into self-neglect if you're not careful. So maybe the real question isn't, why do I reply instantly? Maybe it's, what am I feeling in that moment? And what do I actually need? Sometimes, you'll still choose to reply right away. And that's okay. Other times, you might realize you need a pause. A moment to stay where you are. To finish your thought. To exist without interruption. That's okay too. Because at the end of the day, your value isn't measured by how fast you respond. It's not defined by your availability. It's not determined by how quickly you close every loop. Your presence matters more than your speed. And the people who truly understand you, they won't disappear just because you took a little time. So the next time your phone lights up, notice that instinct. That urge to respond immediately. Don't fight it. Just observe it. Get curious about it. Because inside that tiny moment is a window into how your mind works, how you connect, how you care. And maybe, just maybe, you'll start to realize that you don't need to rush to prove your presence. You're already there. If this made you think about your own habits, I'd love to know. Are you the instant replier, or the one who takes their time? And more importantly, why do you think that is?
You send a message.
Maybe it's something small. Hey, what's up? Or something bigger. Can we talk? And then you wait. 1 minute passes. 2. 5. You check your phone again. Still nothing. But here's the strange part. There's that one person in your life who never does this to you. The moment your message lands, they reply. Instantly. Every single time. And maybe that person is you. You see the notification, and without even thinking, your fingers are already moving. You reply before the other person even expects it. Sometimes before you even fully process what they said. It feels automatic, almost like a reflex. And on the surface, it looks like a good thing, right? You're responsive. You're reliable. You're present. But here's the question that most people don't stop to ask. Why does your brain feel the need to respond so quickly? What's actually happening underneath that instant reply? Let me show you something interesting. Imagine your brain like a control center, constantly scanning for signals. Every notification, every vibration, every little ping is like a tiny tap on the shoulder saying, "Hey, something needs your attention." And your brain, being the efficient machine it is, hates unfinished business. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect, the tendency for our minds to fixate on incomplete tasks. A message you haven't replied to? That's an open loop. It lingers. It nags. It sits quietly in the background, draining your mental energy. So what do? You close the loop. Instantly. You reply. Not just because you want to, but because your brain feels better when the tension disappears. But that's just one layer. Now think about how humans evolved. For thousands of years, social connection wasn't just a nice bonus, it was survival. Being accepted by your group meant safety. Being ignored could mean danger. And even though we're no longer living in tribes around a fire, your brain hasn't updated that software completely. When someone messages you, it's not just information, it's social validation. It's connection. It's proof that you matter in someone else's world. And when you reply instantly, you're not just answering a message, you're maintaining that connection in real time. You're signaling, "I'm here, I see you, I care." There's something deeply human about that. But let's go deeper, because not everyone replies instantly. Some people leave messages for hours, even days. So what makes you different? Often, people who reply instantly are highly attuned to others. You might be someone who notices tone shifts in texts. You read between the lines. You pick up on subtle emotional cues, even through a screen. That sensitivity can make you incredibly empathetic. You don't want someone waiting. You don't want them to feel ignored the way you might have felt at some point in your life. And this is where it gets personal. Because sometimes, that instant reply isn't just about efficiency or kindness. Sometimes it's about anxiety, a quiet, subtle kind. The kind that whispers, "If I don't respond now, they might think I don't care." Or worse, they might lose interest. Or even deeper, they might leave. So you reply quickly. Not because you have to, but because it feels safer. There's actually research showing that people with higher social sensitivity or anxious attachment styles tend to respond faster in digital communication. Their brains are more alert to social cues, more reactive to potential disconnection. A delayed reply isn't neutral, it feels loaded. It feels like something might be wrong. And your instant response becomes a way to stabilize that uncertainty.